The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone. That's right. We're back again. It's another Wednesday, Thursday. We're right here on Huddle Up here on the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe on the Missouri Sports Network. Let me go through this ring of honor here. That's Guy, the scoreboard guy, Newcomb up there. That's Darren, the Houdini Archer. Some people call him Coach. He disappears. He comes in and out. And I'm Johnny J. Mack. I'm gonna lead this circus today. As you can see, those of you who are watching, I got my shirt all the way buttoned up. That's because I'm all about business today. There is not a lot to play. Fellas, how's everyone feeling? Coach, how you feeling out there?
Buddy, if I was doing any better, they'd have to make two of me.
The hell they would. What do you say now, Guy? How are you, my boy?
Well, I've never been better either, but just one time I'd like to be better.
As long as they ain't making two of both of y'all, that's two more toilets we'd have to go find. So there's a lot of crap coming out of both of y'all sometime. Hey, here we go. We're going to jump right into some of these things we want to talk about because there was a blockbuster trade today in which the Kansas City Chiefs picked up DeAndre Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans. I'm not really sure how much better he's going to make him. I swear to God, if I line up against Hopkins, he's not going to get 2 to 3 yards behind me. I'm going to be right on there. I'm going to be in trail position for damn sure, Guy. But tell me about him. What makes him such a valuable commodity along with playing with Patrick Mahomes? But what makes him so unique and what makes him right on the borderline of being a Hall of Famer?
Well, right now he's a career leader in receiving yards in the NFL. He's the active career leader, just ahead of Odell Beckham Jr. And I don't know that Odell Beckham Jr. is even playing in the league anymore. But he's consistent. He doesn't miss games because of injury. He's got great hands. He's a guy that can go over somebody and catch a pass. And he's a guy that Patrick Mahomes, would certainly be able to utilize, I would think. I mean, this guy's catching passes from Matt Schaub and, guys I've never even heard of, and he's still leading the league. I mean, he's been eating Salisbury steak his entire career. Now he's coming in to get some ribeyes and some T-bones from Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to have a tremendous, I think, value to the Chiefs, and plus the monetary value. I mean, the Titans are eating, $2.5 million of his salary, and they're only getting a fifth round pick. Now it's conditional fifth round. If they go to the Super Bowl and he plays in 60% of the snaps in the Super Bowl, that jumps down to a fourth round pick. But if the Chiefs go to a Super Bowl, that fourth round pick might as well be the fifth round pick because that's going to be at the very end of the fourth round. So I think it's a great move by Veach. I'm looking forward to see, what he can do if he can understand the system pretty quick. But he better be sitting in the front of the classroom.
Well, Coach, old Nuke there said that he went from eating Salisbury steak to now he's eating at Arthur Bryant's, Joe's, and Gates. He's eating the good food right now, Coach. What do you think? You think this made him? You think they were already 6-0? So how much better can they be? Well, Coach, do you think this put them above what I consider the best team, the Baltimore Ravens, in the AFC?
Well, that's tough to assess because since they've played Baltimore is really playing well right now. And I like the pickup. It's on the cheap. You've got a proven commodity, and we were kind of saying the same thing earlier in the year about Juju Smith-Schuster. Is he washed up? But hey, he's ended up being a valuable commodity. And I think it just gives them another option, another body, considering all of the, injuries that they're going through, especially at the wide receiver position. So if the Super Bowl, or I guess it would be a playoff game in this situation, If they play Baltimore today, I don't know that they're a better team, but I think once they start getting some guys healthy, potentially down the road, they might be, just because of their defense. I mean, we're talking about offensive people. Their defense is dang good. They have showed up, showed out almost every single game. So, I wouldn't put them quite at Baltimore's level, but they're not too far off.
Well, Guy, I can tell you this. The Chiefs, I still, like I said, I sit here every week. I don't know what their number is against the spread, but they were +2 the other day. And if you had to be crazy not to jump on top of that one, I'm talking about all the way on top of it. I'm talking about hardcore on top. That's a game you just had to have. Mahomes is not doing it. I don't think he's in the top 10 passing. I don't know where he's sitting at, Guy. And I don't know what they're doing. They're right on maybe the top 10 in rushing and receiving, Guy. How are they doing it with the numbers they're putting up?
Well, Mahomes is 17th in passing yards, and he's on pace for his worst season ever in the NFL. He's right now on pace for 22 touchdowns and 28 interceptions. He just keeps turning the ball over. The team is 10th in rushing and 10th in receiving yards. But I think some people may have overlooked this Kareem Hunt pickup. This guy has touched the ball in his 3 games. He's had 63 carries for 249 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's also caught 5 receptions. So he's catching the ball touching the ball 33% of the snaps since he got there. And another thing people don't realize is the Chiefs' leading receiver still is Rashee Rice, and he hadn't played since week 3 in Atlanta. And, Kelsey can't catch him. Worthy can't catch him. You need to get some guys in that wide receiver room. And if they're able to get Hollywood Brown back at the end of the year and for the playoffs, that's going to be a pretty good wide receiver room, I think.
Well, they go to Las Vegas this weekend to play the Raiders. Do you think there's a chance for an upset? Coach, give me the score. What are you calling that game? Chiefs, Raiders. Give me a final score, Coach.
Oh gosh, I'm going to have to go 35-14 favor of the Chiefs. Hey, lost to Vegas is not having a very good year. They're having injury issues of their own. I think that I'm telling you, I think that Kareem Hunt has a great day. I think that I honestly think they run roughshod over Las Vegas.
God, that's a big score. The Chiefs, the Raiders their score is subpar. I know. I mean, their schedule has them as a subpar team. But Guy, they beat Kansas City last year. Beat them pretty handily in Kansas City. Guy, what do you think the Chiefs got running the table this year? Tell me what you think they'll end up.
Well, I tell you what, if they get past that Buffalo game, and I think that's week 10 or week 11, and they're still undefeated, because the back end of their schedule ain't much. If they can get through Buffalo and win that game and be undefeated, I think they've got a better than 50-50 shot to run the table in the regular season. As far as the Raiders go this week, everybody in that Chiefs room remembers that was their last loss. The Raiders are the last team to beat the Chiefs before they went on that run to win the Super Bowl. So I think I'm with Coach Archer in that it's going to be a big number. I mean, they just played the San Francisco 49ers, who are the number 1 team in rushing in the league and the number 1 team in passing in the league, and they shut them down. So I think it's going to be a romp.
The 49ers were beat up. They were pretty banged up. Look, there's not going to be a day on here where I'm rooting for the Chiefs, and I don't have a lot of good things to say about them. So, we can keep this going all night and day. They beat the 49ers team. Coach, there's a lot of other things that went on. Coach, I want to get your opinion on some of these. You can make it as quick as it need to be, Coach, or you can make it as long as it has to be. Just tell me, Coach, good or bad trade? Las Vegas sends Devontae Adams to the Jets. Good or bad?
Both. I think it's a good trade to appease Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think it does anything to make them any better or give them a chance to get in the playoffs, to be honest.
I agree with you, Guy, because I see Devontae Adams, and I'm not going to say him and Hopkins are the same, but I don't see the separation. I see guys that can run great routes. I think they're living off a little bit of the corners, thinking they'll blow by me. But I just don't. They're just great route runners. Guy, I'll let you tackle this one. Cleveland Browns traded Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. Good or bad?
Oh, I think that's good. That may be the best trade that's been made here with wide receivers. I mean, you've had 3 notable wide receivers get traded in the last 3 days, and I don't think they're done. I think Cooper Kupp's going somewhere, and that may be to the Chiefs. I think you've got other guys going places, and I don't think the Chiefs are done. But I think right now the Bills won that wide receiver as far as trade wise on the wide receivers, getting Cooper. But that's. And we'll see, and it'll come to fruition when the Chiefs meet the Bills in Week 10.
Coach, I'm gonna end this segment with you. If Cooper Kupp goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, night, it's over with. That's a Super Bowl waiting to happen. Coach, Cooper Kupp traded to the Chiefs, yay or nay?
Yay.
Oh, what a homer. What a homer.
I am being homer.
Homer.
I hope it happens. I think that would be, I think the rest of the league would really scratch their head and say, how do we beat this team now?
Well, I can tell you what, as you said, scratching their head, guy lift off his hat and start scratching his. And I tell you what, it wasn't. I'm glad you didn't say scratching your hair, and you said head, because it wasn't a damn piece of hair up on that head. Hey, listen here, y'all. This is Huddle Up here on Missouri Sports Network inside of Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe Studios. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our next segment. We're going to talk about the Mizzou Tigers and how they made a dramatic comeback against Auburn and what they got waiting for them down in Tuscaloosa. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe Studios. That, for some reason, that slogan right there, Fine Italian Dining Studio, that just messes me up all the way around, man. Every time I got to say that, I'm like, man, that's just a tongue twister. But I tell you what was twisted and got untangled the other day with those Missouri Tigers. Coach, I'm gonna let you kick this out. Then we're gonna go to the neighborhood celebrity after you, Coach, and that's Guy Newcomb. Mizzou, Auburn has a name. Let's just put it out there. The Auburn Tigers have a name. They haven't won anything since Cam Newton was there, but they have a name. They don't get the athletes, but they still play Alabama tough every year. So everyone thinks Auburn. I watched that game. I didn't see 2 dominant teams. Auburn's offense was very lackluster. Coach, if you saw Mizzou Tigers come back and win, what were your thoughts about it?
Thank God Brady Cook came back and took back over. He kind of threw that team on his back when they were down 14 and just said, boys, we're going to go win a football game. And I think you see the importance of him with that offensive unit. When Luther Burden fumbled that punt return in the end zone or to the end zone for them to score, I thought, "Ooh, this is about to get ugly," and that put Auburn up 14. And Brady Cook put that cape with the S on his chest, and he put that on. He came out of the locker room, and they finally started clicking on all cylinders. One thing that I've noticed, and I know the kids are redshirt freshmen, but their kicking game has been a little suspect as far as field goals are concerned. And I think if they can right that ship, it's going to make them even better, down the road. Yeah,
I had a friend in college who was out. He was a big time gambler, but he would always be like, it's always the kickers that get you in the end. And Guy, Mizzou, look, I'm not taking anything away from Mizzou. I think they're solid in their run game. I think Luca Bird and the other gentlemen they got outside is solid. But I just didn't see Auburn at 21 points over Auburn team. I just don't know how impressed I was. Guy, were you impressed, my friend?
No, and I tell you what, coming into the season, there were such high hopes for Mizzou with the league going to that 12-team tournament or at the end of the year that, Mizzou was in the top 12 in the preseason ranking. Then they go down and get hammered by Texas A&M, 41-10. And to be honest, Brady Cook's been pretty lackluster all year long. But you got to give the guy his due. I mean, he goes to the hospital, during that game and comes back and leads them to a finish. That's the stuff that movies are made of. Even though it's an Auburn team, like you said, it's just a name right now. But their entire season and really the last probably decade is going to come down to this trip to Tuscaloosa.
I agree with that. We're going to see. It's going to be a good game. Prime time, 2:30 slot. Everyone's going to be watching that game. You had to do whatever you had to do in the morning. You got up and did it. You went out, got something to eat. You came back. And that's that 2:30 slot right there where everybody's going to be watching. But you know what? There's some good football that got watched around here last week with the Missouri State Bears homecoming. I tell you guys what, homecoming left a dent in me. I can tell you that right now, guys. It was one for the ages. I'm getting way too old to do some of the shenanigans that I cannot repeat on here. But look, Missouri State's playing good football. There's nothing you can say about it. 5 wins in a row. Brian Beard has them competing and putting up numbers. Guy, they can't go to a bowl game, but they can't go to the playoffs this year. But I would like to see what they're going to do to close the season out. Guy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and they've got the two big boys at the end of their schedule, but they've still got Missouri State. They got UNI this week, but Jacob Clark has just been amazing. That guy is a D1 quarterback. He was 22 of 27 with 379 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, he did throw a pick, but he's already been 3 times the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference. He is playing so well right now, and they've won 5 in a row. And Johnny, you were probably on the team, and they could get to 8 or 9 wins, and you were probably on the last team that got 8 or 9 wins at Missouri State. Yeah. So just a tremendous job by their staff and their players. And, the one impressive thing from this past weekend, they only committed 4 penalties. And early in the year, that was something that kept biting them in those first 2 losses. And those 2 losses were to FBS teams that a combined 13 points. 2 touchdowns was the difference in those 2 games. So I think they're playing well, and I look forward to getting out and watching them.
Coach, Missouri State ranked number 18. They probably move up a little bit, but also, look, there's another team coach right down the way, their Evangel coach, and there's some stats that we have run over earlier, Coach, about Evangel football. And I'm going to let you tell about the number they put up on them, Coach. They put up some numbers on Bethany. And I used to date a girl named Bethany. They put up some numbers on Bethany that'll shock you, Coach.
Well, they weren't quite the numbers that you put up on Bethany, but they won 68-17 over Bethany this past weekend. 410 rushing yards. 9.1 yards per rush. Holy cow. That's dang near a first down every time a running back touches the ball. 234 yards passing. They averaged 8.3 yards per play. Now, their schedule gets a lot tougher over the next few weeks. They face Friends, who is nationally ranked in NAIA. They've got some tougher teams down the road, but I still think they are the team to beat in the KCAC. A couple other teams that we haven't mentioned is Washington University, D3 school out of St. Louis. They're receiving votes at the national level. And SEMO has quietly had one heck of a year. They are number 6 in the nation right now, and they're kind of steamrolling people. Their quarterback, last name by DeLaurent. Am I pronouncing that right, Guy?
Yeah,
from Camden. Yep. From Camden. He is having one heck of a season. He's been, I think they're going to rename the player of the week for the OVC / whatever else it is, A10, whatever. There's a combination of two conferences that are playing, but they're going to rename that award every week after him because he gets it every week.
Guy Evangel's playing good football. What are your thoughts about them and some of the other schools around here that we might need to be looking out for?
Well, I tell you, Evangel has probably got an opportunity now to run, make a decent run, and they've been in the playoffs each of the last 3 years. I miss Coach Heppela's 9th year there. He's never had a losing season, and they're in the tough part of that KCA conference play. But this is their 2nd year in the KCAC. They still haven't lost a game. They went to the playoffs last year. So I look for good things from them. They've got an experienced quarterback in Reed Potts, who's a Nixa grad. He's playing really well this season. So I'm looking at them to make a run. You've got teams like Central Missouri, who for the first time in 22 years beat Northwest Missouri at Northwest Missouri weekend. So they're playing well also. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is my favorite time of the year. The World Series is going on. Hockey's being played. The NBA got underway. NFL is in the heat of it, and we're approaching the final week of high school football regular season.
Yep, it's a great time. It's a great time of the year, and I tell you what, it's a great time to be listening to us. You know what? Because we're three studs. Hey, you know what? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going to close it out with a little high school report. I'm Johnny Mack. That's Coach Archer. That's Guy Newcomb. You're here. I'm not even going to say where we are. We're in the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe, right, fella? That's where we at, right? You listen to Huddle Up here on Missouri. You listen to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State Campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Welcome back to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe. I'm Johnny Mack. That's Guy Newcomb. That's Coach Archer. Hey, I want you guys to do something. If you get Coach Archer's Twitter, email, Facebook, Snapchat, IG, ask him something about what happens with ducks and pigeons or something like that. He'll tell you something that you do with a duck, and then he'll say something about a pigeon. It's pretty funny. Just ask him about it. I can't tell you right now, but I tell you what, you're going to laugh your tail off if you're here. Hey, this is the final segment here. We're going to jump into it because there's a lot of stuff going on here locally and across the state as far as high schools going, our high school scene. Gentlemen, high school softball quarterfinals start this weekend, it looks like. And Guy, there's other things that are going on the schedule also. Guy, I'm going to let you open it up. What you got, big fella, on the high school side?
Well, I'll tell you, they finished up the high school state golf tournament championships yesterday from around the state. And in Class 1, Deschênes, they won the team side of it. Here locally, Greenwood finished 3rd. El Dorado Springs finished 6th. But individually, Riley Allred out of Ash Grove was 1 under par going into today. Now, the wind, or yesterday, but the wind on Tuesday was something to handle. So she shot 8 over, but she still won by 5 strokes. So congratulations to Riley Allred from Ash Grove, Class 1 state champion in girls golf. And in Class 2, MICDS won the team part of it. Emery Cameron from Nevada won the individual championship. And in Class 3, you had Glendale. Glendale won the team side of it, but Springfield Central just behind them. Now, they were 50 strokes behind them, but they finished in second. But Glendale went 1 and 2 in the individual results with Paige Bowman and Audrey Duvall as they went 142 and 148 respectively to win first and second. So some big things going on there. And then Class 4, we'll touch on it real quick. Visitation Academy won by 3 strokes over St. Joseph's Academy. And the individual winner was out of St. Joseph's Academy, and it was Tess Guignon. She went 153, and then two golfers tied at 154, just a stroke behind Annabelle Bush out of St. Dominic and Juliana Schlitt out of Jackson. So we've got that. We've got the softball districts have ended, so the quarterfinals was set, and they will take place on Saturday in locations around the state. And I don't have that right in front of me right now. I know Bolivar. They were a 3 seed, I believe, in their district down at McDonald County, and Marshall was the 1 seed and ranked in the state. And Bolivar upset them 3-0, I believe, in the championship of that district. So Bolivar will host a quarterfinal on Saturday, and there's several other quarterfinals around the state going on Saturday.
Good deal. Good deal. That's a lot going on there, Coach. There's some big high school football games, one particular up there in St. Louis. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, this should be a one heck of a game. Number 1 ranked team in Class 4 with Lutheran North. I got it right that time. Will be facing the Class 5 number 1 ranked team in Cardinal Ritter. Should be a heck of a battle. I still think Cardinal Ritter is the best team in the state, regardless of class. But Lutheran South has played some people, and they're well tested. Another big game up in the Kansas City area.
Lutheran North.
Did I say that again?
Yeah,
I'm directionally challenged, guys.
We're not going to edit this, nothing. We're going to let this roll.
This one's on me. Hey, I know the editor.
You know that. So talk to me about Kansas City. What's happening up there, Coach?
Up in Kansas City, Lee Summit North, who's ranked 3rd in the state, will play Lee Summit. Neighborhood rivalry, so to speak. They're state ranked as well, I believe, 5th in the state. There'll be a battle up in Kansas City this weekend.
Some good football getting played here. Any games around here we need to take note of?
Yeah, I think you've got you got to look at Fairgrove and Stratford. I mean, they're both undefeated. It's a huge rivalry. They're 12 miles apart. They're both ranked in the state. Now, Fairgrove is Class 2, and they're number 1 in Class 2. Stratford is in Class 3, and I believe they're number 6 in Class 3. And they're in a district with Mount Vernon, who's ranked number 7 in Class 3. But Mount Vernon's 6-2 on the season. Stratford is going to have to win this game to be able to stay in front of Mount Vernon in that district seed meeting, or those district seeds, because of the points, because Mount Vernon is playing a Class 4 team in Monette, and win or lose, they're going to pick up bonus points. And Mount Vernon will likely beat Monette. But if Stratford wins, then they're going to hang on to that number 1 seed, which will be home field advantage throughout that district playoff. So that's a big game here in the area.
Well, you know what? I always say this. I always say go out and support your local athletes here, your student athletes, wherever you are across the state. They're working hard to get some things to showcase their talents, possibly play at the next level, but just to have a great career. I want to pivot. I want to do something we usually don't do. I want to ask you guys to try to stay with me here. This World Series is going on, and the dang on – I hated to do this, but it irked me when I saw Tommy Edmonds win that MVP. And because I just feel like these dang on Cardinals of mine are just letting everybody just walk out the door for free. And you know what? It hurt me, man. It hurt me. And then I had to wake up and watch the Chiefs win again. I mean, it just wasn't a good day, for me. Once the 48 hours bothered me. But, Guy, tell me about this Tommy Edmonds, and him winning that, and some of the things that the Cardinals are doing that might just irk our Cardinal fans out there.
Well, I tell you, it has to irk them. I mean, Tommy Edmonds, they traded him away, mid-season this year at the trading deadline. They got Fetty. It was a 3-team deal with Chicago White Sox and the Dodgers and the Cardinals. Cardinals get Fetty, doesn't really pan out. And Tommy Edmonds goes and wins the NLC MVP. And he joins Randy Arozarena from 2020, who was traded away for Matthew Liberatore, who went on to win the ALCS MVP. And then in 2023, Adolis Garcia. They traded him to the Rangers. They didn't even get a player. They just got cash for Garcia, and then he went on and won the ALC MVP, ALCS MVP in 2023. So if that's not proof of Mozeliak needs to get the flip out of town, I don't know what is.
Coach, I tell you what, I don't know what to say. I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to leave the Cardinals right there because I stopped wearing my Cardinal hat. You see, I couldn't even wear the shirt. I might need to change my background. I don't know what's going on, Coach. But the Royals, Coach, they had a good season. Came up a little short against Kansas City. I'd be remiss if we didn't say something about them today. They had a good run. Just ran into them Yankees, and the Yankees is the real deal, Coach.
They are. And, like you said, they had one heck of a year. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of moves they make this winter. I know Guy talked earlier off camera that, there's some players that could be opting out. Waka, starter for the Royals, would be one of the first ones to possibly do that, to see who they step in and go after, to replace a few of those players that may decide to take their option year elsewhere. So what they have the success this winter that they did last winter, they're going to be a really major player in the playoffs next year. They're there. They're knocking on the door.
I agree with you, Guy. This is the most wonderful time of the year. You told us there's a lot going on. I'll let you tell all the things that are going on. And then I want you, if we're going to end this show, and I want both of you gentlemen to give me a prediction on this World Series. But Guy, all these things are going on, Guy. You say this is the best sports calendar of the year, Guy. Tell me why.
Well, you got the Saturday college football games. You had the Texas Georgia game. You're getting ready to have the rankings come out in college football. You had the NFL on Sunday. You had the WNBA championship. New York Liberty win on Sunday as well. You've got the NLCS, ALCS, and the World Series starting at the end of this week. You've got the NBA season that got underway on Tuesday night, and NHL hockey is going. It's the only time during the year that all of those people are playing in the same week, calendar week.
I love it. Well, do this for me, Coach, before we get up out of here. Coach, who you got, Yankees, Dodgers?
As much as it pains me to say it, I've got Dodgers in 6.
Dodgers in 6. I love that. All right, what do you say, Nuke?
Well, can I pick it after Friday? If Garrett Cole wins Friday, I'll take the Yankees. But otherwise, I think it's going to be Dodgers in 6. And because Garrett Cole's only going to throw at least maybe twice in this series, but he's going to have to go out and win both of those games if they're going to have a shot.
I like going against y'all. I'm taking them Bombers. I'm taking them Bronx Bombers, baby. And I'm going to take this guy. We're going to ride this sucker all the way to 7. And then the Yankees going to tear this sucker up. There's going to be a party at the Big Apple. I'm going to take a bite of it. Hey, appreciate y'all being here today. Listen to Huddle Up inside of the Bambino's Italian Fine Dining Cafe here on the Missouri Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Make it so bad. Just keep your computer or your phone or your radio on. We'll be back in 7 days. Don't worry about it. You're here. So don't go anywhere. We appreciate you listening. Tell a friend. Tell them to come back next week and listen to us. For Coach, for Nuke, I'm Johnny Mack. Thank you for listening to Huddle Up. Take care.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.